we knew the best spot for Carson Wentz was Indianapolis. We knew it.
Right.
Yeah. We knew it was the best spot for him outside of Philadelphia was Indianapolis, if not the best spot, including Philadelphia, was Indianapolis, because they have a needed quarterback, because the coach is Frank Reich, and Frank Reich was the offensive coordinator for Wentz in Philadelphia in the year in which he had the MVP in his sights, when he also, unfortunately for him, had the goal line in the LA Coliseum across town here in his sights against the Rams, decided to go leaping for it head first, even though there's a guy named Aaron Donald out on the field, and Aaron Donald and the rest of the Rams defense that converged on him hit him in the knee, and he suffered a torn knee ligament and was done for the year, and so was his MVP candidacy. But he had the Eagles in position for the 1 seed, which Nick Foles and the rest of the team did wind up securing in the regular season and used to their benefit in the postseason. Frank Reich was that guy. Okay? Now Frank's in Indianapolis. So Carson Wentz not being the same guy after Reich left to coach the Indianapolis Colts, put 2 and 2 together, comes up with number 11 in Indianapolis, although he might not be number 11 in Indianapolis, and we'll hit that later on in the show. But this is also makes sense for Philadelphia. If you want Wentz gone, any team that wants their guy gone does not want that guy in 2 places, primarily division, secondarily conference. Where's Indianapolis? The AFC. Eagles won't see him but once every 4 years. That's also done. But what normally makes sense doesn't usually happen. Mm-hmm. And when we were in studio here getting ready for the Super Bowl, and I was heading off to Tampa, word was Wentz is gone. Wentz is going to be gone, and he's going to be gone fast. And it didn't happen. We had Joe Banner, former Eagles executive, on this program prior to our break, and he said essentially that when these things slow down, the offer is not to snuff. And as you know, there are other people who said the offer never happened. And either way, we find out what finally caused Howie Roseman and the Eagles to say sold to Indianapolis. And it does not resemble whatsoever at all the Rams Lions trade for Stafford for Goff. Not even close. Well, number one is that the Eagles did not take a quarterback back, and the Colts basically took on the entirety of the contract that was the albatross for the Eagles. Now is the problem for the Colts, unless Frank Reich can unlock Carson Wentz. A 3rd-round pick this year and a conditional 2nd-round pick next year that becomes a 1st-rounder if Wentz plays 75% of the snaps this coming year or 70% of the snaps and the Colts make the playoffs. I will say this. Based on what we saw from the Colts last year with Phillip Rivers, based on what we know of the Colts, a run-oriented team with a stout offensive line up front and weapons at the wide receiver spot that, in my mind, exceeds the current wide receiver spot in Philadelphia, not just this year, but I think the year before too. I think that's going to be a 1st-round pick that the Eagles get for Wentz. Because I like Carson Wentz in Indianapolis. I like it. I like it a lot. I like the fact that he's in a new spot. I like the fact that he's comfortable with the coach. I like the fact that the coach is comfortable for him. I like the fact that Wentz clearly needs to be told, we love you. This is obvious, as Adam Schefter is going to join us later on, and he's going to repeat what he told to a local radio station in Philadelphia, that Wentz and Doug Peterson did not speak for 8, 9, or 10 weeks. Now, you could easily do the math. It's a 17-week regular season. And he was only benched for a month of it. So there was at least another month in which they were not talking. And Wentz clearly needs to be told, we love you. You are wanted here. And what says we want you here more than the acquisition via trade, as the Colts just did. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.